All right. Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. We always get those requests, and this one is no different. Lots of buzz online, people sending in articles, and it seems like it's time to delve into the world of high-performance motorcycles.
Always exciting stuff.
Yeah. This time we're going to be looking at the Bimota KB998.
Oh, the KB998, yeah.
And I got to admit, just looking at the articles you sent over, I'm already intrigued. I
Yeah.
mean, this thing is being hailed as a visual masterpiece, and it's already being compared to some pretty heavy hitters.
Yeah, it's in a big league, isn't it? Some big shoes to fill.
You're talking Ducati, Yamaha.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, so the question I have, and I'm sure it's one that a lot of our listeners have, is what sets this bike apart? Is it really living up to all the hype?
Well, that's the fun part, isn't it? Getting to kind of peel back the layers and see what's really going on. And I think, what's interesting right off the bat is, Bimota, this isn't some new company trying to break into the scene. They've actually been around for quite a while.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that.
Yeah.
Going all the way back to the 70s.
That's right, yeah. Since the 70s, they've been blending this Italian craftsmanship
Right.
with some really advanced engineering, and they're known for pushing the boundaries of motorcycle design. So the KB998, this is really just their latest ambitious project.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of ambitious, the articles mention some pretty impressive features.
Yeah.
But I have to admit, I'm a little skeptical. Can you tell me a little bit more about what makes this design so special? What makes it a visual masterpiece?
Sure, sure. Well, it seems like they're taking inspiration from some of their classic designs,
Okay.
but incorporating more modern elements as well.
Okay.
So think like flowing lines, sharp angles, a real meticulous attention to detail. In fact, one of the articles actually highlighted the integration of the front suspension
Right.
and the frame. It's supposed to create a really unique and visually striking aesthetic.
So it's not just about slapping on some fancy fairings.
No, not at all.
There's some thought that's gone into this.
Yeah, there's a real design philosophy at play here.
Okay. But, a bike needs more than just good looks, right?
Of course, of course. It's got to perform as well.
What about the performance? What are we looking at here?
Well, this KB998, it's packing a 998cc engine,
Okay.
which puts it in the same league as the Yamaha YZF-R1, at least on paper.
Right.
But, what sets the KB998 apart isn't just, that raw power, it's the way that power is delivered. The articles really emphasize this focus on balanced acceleration
Okay.
and versatility for both road and track use.
So it's not just about hitting top speed
Exactly.
on a track.
Exactly. It's more nuanced than that.
So what does this balanced acceleration actually feel like for the rider?
Well, from what I've gathered, it sounds like this engine provides really smooth and predictable power
Okay.
throughout the entire rev range. So it's not just about that, that initial burst of speed,
Yeah.
but more of a controlled and refined experience,
Hmm.
something that gives the rider a sense of confidence and control.
Okay. So you're saying they're going for more of a nuanced approach to performance
Yeah,
than just chasing those big numbers.
right. And that approach actually extends to the overall design philosophy as well. For example, they really highlight Bimota's focus on ergonomics and rider comfort,
Okay.
which is interesting, especially when you compare it to a bike like the Yamaha R1,
Right.
which is known for having that much more aggressive track-focused riding position.
Right. So it sounds like the KB998 might be a better option for riders who want both performance and comfort, especially for those longer rides, right?
Yeah, potentially.
Okay. But how does it stack up against, something like the Ducati Panigale V4? The articles mention that as another key competitor.
Well, I mean, the Panigale V4, it's a formidable machine, right? I mean, it's known for its aggressive styling, its high-tech features, raw power.
Yeah.
But where the KB998 aims to differentiate itself, it seems, is in the user experience.
Okay.
The articles really emphasize Bimota's commitment to this user-friendly interface
Okay.
and these deep customization options for the rider.
Now that's interesting. Can you unpack that a little bit? What does a user-friendly interface even mean on a motorcycle?
Sure, sure. Well, think about it this way. A lot of high-performance bikes out there, they have these really complex electronic systems
Right.
that, can be intimidating
Yeah.
for some riders.
Yeah, for sure.
Confusing.
Yeah.
Bimota, on the other hand, they seem to be really focused on creating a system that's intuitive, that's easy to use, even if you're not, super tech savvy.
So it's about making that technology accessible to a wider range of riders.
Exactly. Exactly.
What about the customization?
Well, the customization,
What can people actually personalize here?
it sounds like riders will have a lot of control. They can personalize things like suspension settings, engine mapping,
Mm.
even the rider aids, traction control, ABS, that sort of thing.
Oh, wow.
It's really about giving the rider the ability to fine-tune the bike
Right.
to their individual preferences and riding
But
styles.
they're really going the extra mile to create that personalized experience.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Okay.
Mm.
But there's another piece of this puzzle I'm a little curious about.
Okay.
The articles kept mentioning the Bimota by Kawasaki Racing Team.
Right, right.
What's the deal with that? Does Kawasaki own Bimota now?
That's where things get a little bit more interesting. So Kawasaki actually is a majority shareholder in Bimota.
Yeah.
So essentially, this is a joint venture now.
Yeah.
They're combining Kawasaki's racing heritage, their technological expertise with Bimota's, their design philosophy and craftsmanship.
So it's really a merging of two worlds here.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Yeah.
I mean, that's quite a partnership.
It is. It is.
And it makes you wonder what kind of innovation might come from this collaboration.
It's exciting to think about.
But how did these two companies even come together in the first place?
Well, Bimota, they have this long history of, financial ups and downs,
Right.
despite, their incredible designs and engineering.
Yeah.
And so in 2019, they actually shut down operations
Wow.
before Kawasaki stepped in and acquired a majority stake.
Hmm.
So this partnership really brings some stability to Bimota, while at the same time giving Kawasaki access to, this design talent
Okay.
and this expertise in crafting these high-end, really special motorcycles.
So it's a win-win, really, for both companies.
Yeah, I think so.
But what does it mean for the KB998 specifically?
Well, one of the articles actually suggested that Kawasaki's involvement, it might be more than just financial. There's some speculation that they're sharing technology, engineering resources, which could have a pretty significant impact on the KB998's performance and its reliability.
Okay, so we've got this beautiful Italian design. We've got a powerful engine that's focused on this balanced acceleration. You've got this user-friendly interface, deep customization options. And now you have this partnership with Kawasaki, who are known for their technological prowess.
Yeah.
I mean, this KB998 is starting to sound like a serious contender.
It is. It's shaping up to be something really special. But, I think it's important to remember that we're still relying on these early reports, comparisons to existing bikes, right? I mean, the real test is going to be how it performs in the hands of those experienced riders,
Right.
how it actually feels out on the road.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We've been focusing on those specs and the technology. But at the end of the day, motorcycles, they're all about that riding experience.
They are.
What can you tell me about that?
Well, the articles, they touch on the KB9998's responsive handling and the comfortable riding position.
Right.
But to really understand what that experience is like, we're going to have to, dig a little deeper.
All right, let's do it. I'm ready to get into the nitty-gritty of what it's like to actually ride this thing.
Well, why don't we start by comparing the KB998's ergonomics to the Yamaha R1.
Okay.
The R1, as we mentioned, it has that very aggressive riding position.
Right.
Which is ideal for track performance.
Sure.
But can be a little tiring, for those longer rides.
Okay. So how is the KB998 different?
Well, it seems like the KB998's riding position, it's a lot more relaxed.
Okay.
You're sitting more upright, your arms are less extended, your weight is distributed more evenly.
That makes a lot of sense. So it's not just about being able to go fast. It's about being able to ride comfortably for an extended period of time.
Right.
But doesn't that compromise performance?
That's a good question. And that's something we'll have to, see play out in the real world.
Yeah.
But from what the articles are suggesting, it seems like Bimota has engineered this chassis and suspension to be both comfortable and very capable.
So they're aiming for a bike that can handle both, that spirited riding and long-distance touring.
That's right. Yeah. Without sacrificing performance in either scenario.
That's an ambitious goal.
Yeah.
I'm really starting to get a sense of their philosophy here. They're not just about pushing the limits of performance.
Right.
They're about creating a more holistic riding experience.
Exactly. And that brings us back to the Kawasaki partnership as well, right?
Right.
Because, Kawasaki's engineering expertise, especially in areas like suspension technology and engine tuning, that could play a crucial role in helping them achieve that balance between comfort and performance.
So this partnership, it's more than just financial stability.
Yeah,
It's about bringing together two companies that have these complementary strengths
that's right.
to create something truly unique.
Right.
This KB998, it's really turning out to be much more than just a pretty face.
It really is. It's a fascinating machine.
But I think it's important to kind of step back for a second and look at the bigger picture.
Okay.
Where does the KB998 fit into the overall motorcycle landscape?
Well, we're talking about a market that's dominated by giants, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ducati, Yamaha, these companies, they have established brands, loyal customers,
Yeah.
a proven track record of producing exceptional motorcycles.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, it raises the question, how can a relatively small company like Bimota hope to compete,
Yeah, that's a great question.
with these heavy hitters?
Yeah, how do they break through the noise?
Yeah, and I think Bimota's taking a different approach here. They're not trying to be everything to everyone.
Okay.
They're focusing on a very specific type of rider.
Right.
Someone who appreciates the craftsmanship,
Right.
the innovative design,
Yeah.
that personalized riding experience that we were talking about.
So they're trying to carve out their own niche.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's a smart strategy, right? Instead of trying to directly compete with those mass market brands, you focus on what you do best
Mm.
and appeal to that discerning audience.
So it's quality over quantity.
I think so.
They're not trying to sell the most bikes.
Right.
They're trying to build the best bikes
Yeah.
for a select group of riders.
Exactly. And that's what makes the KB998 so intriguing, I think.
Yeah.
It's this statement from Bimota, especially now with Kawasaki's backing, that they're not afraid to challenge the status quo, to offer something really, truly unique to the motorcycle world.
All right, well, we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about the KB998's design, the performance, the Kawasaki partnership, the riding experience, its place in the market.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, there's one more thing I wanted to touch on that I found particularly interesting in the articles.
Okay. What's that?
Well, it's the KB998's potential impact
Right.
on the future of motorcycle design.
Yeah.
Do you think this bike could be a trendsetter? Could it influence the way other manufacturers
Right.
approach motorcycle design?
That's a big question, isn't it?
It is.
And, that's something that only time will tell. But
Yeah.
but I think the KB998, it does represent a shift in thinking in the motorcycle industry.
Okay.
It's not just about chasing those biggest numbers
Right.
or the most aggressive styling. It's about creating this well-rounded package,
Yeah.
that balances performance, comfort, technology, the rider experience.
So moving beyond those traditional definitions of what a high-performance motorcycle should be.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if the KB998 is successful, it could encourage other manufacturers to explore those similar approaches,
Right?
leading to this new generation of motorcycles that are as enjoyable to ride as they are to look at.
Yeah. That's a pretty exciting prospect.
It is. It is. Well, this brings us to the end of the first part
Yeah.
of our deep dive into the Bimota KB998. We've covered a lot of ground, but there's still so much more to discuss.
Oh, there's a lot more to unpack here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, before we get too far into that idea of the KB998 being a trendsetter, you mentioned that there's still so much to discuss.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot more to cover.
Where should we go next?
Well, we've talked a lot about the design, the technology, but I think it's important to connect that back to the rider's experience.
Right.
What specific design elements contribute to the KB998's unique riding experience?
Yeah.
And how does it compare to other high performance bikes that are out there on the market?
Yeah, that's a crucial point. And remember how we were talking about that balanced acceleration?
Right.
That's not just a marketing term. That's the result of some very carefully considered engineering decisions. One of the articles mentioned the KB998's use of a lightweight crankshaft
Right.
and a high-pressure fuel injection system.
Okay.
And those features are designed to optimize power delivery throughout the rev range, which creates that smooth and predictable acceleration we were talking about.
So it's not just about having, a big engine.
Yeah.
It's about how that engine delivers its power.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
What about the handling?
Yeah.
How does it compare to, say, the Ducati Panigale V4,
Right.
which is known for that, that really aggressive track-focused handling?
Oh, yeah. The Panigale V4 is a beast on the track. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It's incredibly agile. It's responsive.
Yeah.
But that comes at a cost.
Yeah.
It can be quite demanding to ride,
Mhm.
especially for longer periods or on, less than perfect roads.
Right.
The KB998, on the other hand, it seems to aim for a more forgiving and adaptable riding experience.
Okay, so what design choices contribute to that more forgiving experience?
Well, one of the articles highlighted the KB998's unique frame geometry
Okay.
and suspension setup.
Hmm.
The frame is designed to provide a balance of stiffness and flex,
Okay.
while the suspension is tuned to absorb bumps and imperfections in the road without sacrificing responsiveness.
So it's about finding that sweet spot
Yeah,
between performance and comfort.
exactly.
Being able to push the bike hard in the corners,
Right.
but not, feel every little bump in the road.
Exactly. And that's where Bimota's experience and their attention to detail, I think, really shine through. They're not just throwing the latest technology at the problem.
Right.
They're carefully considering how every component works together to create this really harmonious riding experience.
That makes me think back to the customization options that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Being able to fine-tune the suspension, the engine mapping, the rider aids,
Right.
that adds another layer to this kind of personalized experience, right?
Absolutely. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
Riders can adjust the KB998 to suit their individual preferences,
Yeah.
their riding styles, make it a truly versatile machine.
This level of customization is pretty rare.
It is.
Even among, these high-performance bikes, it seems like they're really trying to cater to a rider who wants to be deeply connected to their machine.
Yeah, that's a great observation. And I think it speaks to Bimota's philosophy of creating motorcycles that are more than just transportation.
Yeah.
They're extensions of the rider's personality and passion.
And that philosophy, it seems to be resonating with people. I mean, the buzz surrounding the KB998 is undeniable.
It is.
But you mentioned earlier that, Bimota has had its share of struggles
Right.
in the past.
Yeah, they have.
Can this bike really be a turning point for them?
Mm.
Can it help them establish themselves as a major player in the motorcycle industry?
It's certainly possible. I mean, the KB998 has a lot going for it.
Yeah.
It's a stunning machine.
Yeah.
Innovative technology,
Yeah.
a focus on rider experience, and the backing of a major player like Kawasaki.
But it's a crowded market.
It is.
How can they break through the noise
Yeah.
and capture the attention of riders who might be loyal to brands like Ducati and Yamaha?
Well, I think Bimota's strategy relies on appealing to a niche audience, like we were talking about before.
Right.
They're not trying to outsell the big brands. They're targeting a specific type of rider who appreciates their unique approach.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? What kind of rider are we talking about?
Sure. Imagine a rider who values craftsmanship,
Okay.
attention to detail, a personalized riding experience.
Mhm.
They're not just looking for the fastest bike or the most recognizable brand.
Yeah.
They're looking for a machine that speaks to their individual style and preferences.
So it's about offering something different,
Yes.
something special.
Right.
It's about appealing to the rider who wants to stand out from the crowd.
Precisely. And the KB998's unique blend of Italian design, cutting-edge technology, and these rider-centric features could be just what that discerning rider is looking for.
It makes you wonder if this focus on a niche audience
Right.
could actually be Bimota's biggest strength.
Yeah, it could very well be, by focusing on what they do best
Hmm.
and appealing to a passionate and discerning audience.
Right.
They can create a loyal following that appreciates their unique approach to motorcycle design.
And that loyal following can be incredibly valuable,
Oh, absolutely.
especially in an industry as passionate as motorcycling.
Yeah. Word of mouth marketing. The enthusiasm of dedicated fans that can go a long way in spreading awareness and building a brand's reputation.
So while the KB998 might not be a mass market phenomenon,
Right.
it could be a cult classic.
Yeah,
A bike that's revered by those who appreciate its unique qualities.
that's a great way to put it. And sometimes, that kind of cult following
Yeah.
can be even more powerful than mainstream appeal.
Hmm.
It creates a sense of exclusivity and community
Right.
that can be incredibly attractive to certain riders.
It sounds like Bimota might be onto something special here.
Yeah.
They're not just building a motorcycle, they're building a brand,
Right.
a community, a philosophy.
And that's what's so exciting about the KB998, I think.
Go on.
It's not just a new bike, it's a statement of intent. It's Bimota saying, this is who we are,
Right.
this is what we dive in, and this is the future of motorcycle design.
It's a bold statement.
It is.
Do you think they can back it up? Can they really deliver on this promise of a new era for Bimota?
Well, I think that's the question everyone's asking.
Yeah.
You know, we've seen glimpses of their potential in the past,
Right.
but they've always struggled to maintain momentum.
So the KB998, this is their chance to prove themselves.
Yeah.
To show the world what they're truly capable of.
Exactly. And with Kawasaki's support,
Right.
they might finally have the resources and the stability to achieve their goals.
It all comes down to execution now.
Yeah.
They have a compelling vision,
Right.
a stunning motorcycle,
Yeah.
and a passionate team.
It seems like it.
But can they translate that into success in the marketplace?
Hmm.
Can they win over riders and establish Bimota as a force to be reckoned with in the motorcycle industry?
Those are the key questions.
Yeah.
And only time will tell if they can answer them definitively.
We've talked a lot about, Bimota and the KB998.
Yeah.
But I want to bring this back to the listener for a moment.
Okay.
What are some things you think they should keep in mind
Mm.
as they follow the KB998's journey?
Well, I think the most important thing is to approach this with an open mind.
Okay.
You know, don't let preconceived notions about Bimota or the motorcycle industry cloud your judgment.
Right.
Evaluate the KB998 on its own merits. Consider its unique features, its design philosophy,
Yeah.
and decide for yourself if it resonates with you.
That's good advice.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in the hype or the skepticism surrounding a new product.
Right.
But ultimately, it's up to each individual rider to decide if it's right for them.
Exactly. And remember, this is just the beginning of the KB998 story. You know, there's still so much to learn as it undergoes real-world testing and gets into the hands of riders.
So what should the listener be paying attention to in the coming months? What are some key indicators of whether the KB998 is living up to the hype?
Well, I think it's important to look beyond those initial reviews, the marketing materials.
Right.
Pay attention to the feedback from experienced riders who have actually spent time on the bike. What are they saying about the handling, the performance, the comfort, the overall riding experience?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
The opinions of those who have actually ridden the KB998 are going to be far more valuable
Yeah.
than any, speculation or marketing claims.
Absolutely. And pay attention to Bimota's actions as well.
Right.
Are they continuing to innovate and refine the KB998?
Right.
Are they listening to feedback from riders and making improvements? Are they building a community around the bike
Yeah.
and fostering a sense of excitement and passion?
Those are all great points.
Mhm.
It's not just about the bike itself.
No.
It's about the company behind it
Yeah,
and their commitment to creating something truly special.
exactly. The KB998 is more than just a motorcycle. It's a symbol of Bimota's ambition and their vision for the future of motorcycling.
So as we move into the final part of our deep dive,
Okay.
I think the big question is, can Bimota deliver on this vision? Can they translate this initial excitement and potential
Yeah.
into lasting success?
That's the question we'll be exploring as we wrap up this deep dive. And I think the answer might surprise you.
We've spent this deep dive exploring the Bimota KB998. And I think it's safe to say that you've painted a picture of a bike that's more than just a collection of specs and features. It's a statement, it's a philosophy, and maybe even a glimpse into the future of motorcycling. But can Bimota, a company with a history of ups and downs, really deliver on this ambitious vision?
Yeah, I think that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
Bimota's track record, it's undeniably marked by both brilliant innovation and periods of struggle.
Right.
But I think it's crucial to consider the context of their partnership with Kawasaki here.
Right, and we talked about how that partnership could provide, stability, resources, but what specific advantages does it bring to the table when it comes to actually achieving Bimota's vision?
Well, one of the articles highlighted Kawasaki's expertise in mass production and supply chain management. And those are areas where Bimota has historically faced some challenges.
Right.
Often limiting their production capacity and impacting their ability to actually meet demand.
So Kawasaki's infrastructure could help Bimota overcome those hurdles.
Right.
And actually get this bike into the hands of riders
That's right.
more efficiently.
Yeah, and that's crucial, for a small company
Right.
that's trying to make a big impact. The KB998, it needs to be more than just a beautiful concept, right? It
Right.
needs to be a tangible product that riders can experience and
Yeah,
embrace.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But beyond those practical aspects of production and distribution, how how does the Kawasaki partnership influence Bimota's ability to innovate and evolve the KB998 over time?
Well, Kawasaki's got this deep well of engineering expertise
Yeah.
and research and development capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be a real game changer for Bimota.
Yeah. Okay.
Imagine Bimota's designers and engineers.
Collaborating with Kawasaki's teams,
Right.
sharing knowledge, pushing the boundaries of motorcycle technology together.
So it's creating a synergy that allows them to not only produce the KB998, but to continually refine it and improve it,
That's right.
incorporate cutting edge technology and respond to rider feedback.
Yeah, and that's crucial, I think, in a competitive market where technology is constantly evolving and riders' expectations are always rising.
So the Kawasaki partnership seems to address some of those practical challenges that Bimota has faced in the past,
Right.
while also opening up, these new possibilities for innovation and
Yeah.
long-term success.
Right.
But there's another crucial element I think we haven't really discussed yet,
Okay.
and that's the riders themselves.
You're absolutely right. Ultimately, the KB998's success, it hinges on its ability to connect with riders,
Hmm.
to ignite their passion.
And fulfill their desires for a truly exceptional riding experience.
We've talked about Bimota's, their target audience. There's
Yeah.
those discerning riders
Yeah.
who appreciate craftsmanship, innovation, personalization.
Right.
But what specific aspects of the KB998
Yeah.
are likely to resonate with these riders?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What will make them, choose this bike
Yeah.
over the established competition?
I think it comes down to the KB998's unique blend of qualities. It's not just a performance machine. It's not just a design icon.
Right.
It's not just a technological showcase.
Yeah.
It's all of those things harmoniously integrated into a single compelling package.
So it's not about ticking boxes
Right.
on a spec sheet.
Right.
It's about creating this holistic experience
Yeah.
that speaks to the rider on multiple levels.
Exactly, and that's what Bimota seems to understand so well, I think. They're not just building motorcycles, they're crafting experiences, forging connections, between rider and machine.
That's a powerful idea. And it makes me think back to something you said earlier about the KB998 potentially being, a trendsetter,
Right.
influencing the way other manufacturers approach motorcycle design.
Yeah, if the KB998 is successful, I think it could signal a real shift in the industry, a move away from that relentless pursuit of raw power and aggressive styling towards a more balanced, more nuanced approach.
So it's not just about, going faster or looking more intimidating.
Right.
It's about creating motorcycles that are truly enjoyable
Yeah.
and engaging to ride.
Precisely. It's about understanding that a motorcycle is more than just a machine, right? It's an extension of the rider's personality, a tool for exploration and self-expression. And I think the KB998 it embodies that philosophy beautifully.
You've presented a very compelling case, I think, for the KB998's potential, but I know some listeners might still be, skeptical.
Right.
What would you say to those who doubt Bimota's ability to deliver on this vision?
Well, I would encourage them to consider the KB998 in the context of Bimota's history. Their partnership with Kawasaki and the evolving landscape of the motorcycle industry. Bimota has always been a company that dares to dream big and push boundaries. They may have stumbled in the past, but they've never given up on their pursuit of excellence.
So it's about seeing the KB998 not as an isolated product, but as a culmination of their passion,
Yeah.
their experience, their unwavering commitment to motorcycle design.
Exactly. And with Kawasaki's support, they now have the resources and the stability to really transform those dreams into reality.
But ultimately, the KB998's success is going to depend on how it resonates with riders.
Right.
Will it capture their imaginations? Will it ignite their passion? Will it deliver on its promise of a truly exceptional riding experience?
I think those are the questions that are going to determine the KB998's legacy.
Yeah.
And while we can speculate and analyze, the true answers will only emerge as riders experience the bike firsthand and share their stories.
So we've come full circle. We started this deep dive with a sense of, curiosity
Mm,
and intrigue, eager to unravel the mystery of the Bimota KB998.
right.
And along the way, we've explored, its design, its technology, its performance, its potential impact on the industry,
Yeah.
and the philosophy that drives its creation.
Mm.
But perhaps the most important takeaway is this. The KB998, it's more than just a motorcycle.
Yeah.
It's a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity, passion, and the pursuit of excellence.
Beautifully said. And as we conclude this deep dive, I would encourage listeners to stay engaged,
Mm,
to follow the KB998's journey,
yeah.
and to form their own opinions based on the evidence that emerges. The world of motorcycles is constantly evolving, and the KB998, it's a fascinating chapter in that ongoing story.
Well, thank you for guiding us through this deep dive. Your insights have been invaluable in helping us understand, the significance of the Bimota KB998 and its potential impact on the world of motorcycling.
It's been my pleasure. And to our listeners, remember, the journey of discovery didn't end here. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep riding.